Well, I do, the first part, I think it's followed the script we expected. We figured they'd be physical, try to establish forecheck. With their forecheck, I establish ozone puck possession, and then get to the front of the net. Their first goal is a good example of that. Goes in off our guy, but still, they did what they typically do. They recovered pucks, they shot pucks, and eventually you get enough there, you're going to get good breaks. We didn't feel there'd be a line rush team as much as maybe some of the teams we'd seen previously. I think that's played out. Like I said, they've been forecheck dominant. We've got to be good at breaking pucks out. Both goaltenders, I think, have been solid. So that part of the series, I think, has been true to form. Tight defense. We have two very good team defense. Tough to get inside. I mean, we made it real hard on them in the first game. Game 2, I thought we were okay. Some of the reasons they got inside is because what I just talked about. Their puck possession wore us down. And then the last part was anything that surprised me. I don't know. I didn't know a lot about the Blues because they're in the West. Obviously, we don't see them that often. So I don't have an answer for that right now. I was told they'd be physical. They are. I was told that the goaltender's solid. He plays the puck very well. He has. D is long. Will make it hard for you to get through the neutral zone. They have. So nothing really. Their top line, Tarasenko, we know. Shen, I know from the days in the East, been effective for them. So, nope, nothing there that's really caught me off guard yet.
Ben up front.
Actually, following up on what you were saying there about the Tarasenko line, from your vantage point, what are some things they've done to be so effective offensively against you guys so far?
Well, finished plays, right? The first game, they got 2-point blankers, and they were in the net in a hurry. No fault of two, because that was breakdowns on us. Last night, they went to the net on their odd man rush. We didn't defend it very well. Didn't start as an odd man rush. It ended that way. So clearly, I think what they've done well, too, is check. They've done a good job against Bergeron's line. We've gotten away from it. I think everyone's aware of that. Tomorrow or Saturday, we won't have that luxury all the time. Some of the time we could. We're not going to chase matchups. We haven't for 101 games. We're going to, our guys are going to play who they play against. We'll try to work it, off icings or certain times where we can change lines, but we're not going to lose the flow of the game over that. So that's, I guess, what they've done probably better than most have against that line. At least, it's a short sample size. I believe our guys will get going offensively, but so far, we got to give them a credit for that part of the game.
Left side, Steven.
What are specifically Fredo and Bomas doing so well against that top line? And what do you need that trio to do better? Because they were obviously climbing up the points and figuring out opposing defenses in the first 3 rounds.
Well, I mean, they're good players. So, Bomas has been in this league a long time. Perriot goes along. He does everything well. Speaking to other coaches, they felt that he was their, best defenseman so far. That's always subjective, but at the end of the day, I think when their line, I'll speak to how I see them as being effective because I know more about their line than what St. Louis does. Usually, if they check well, get pucks back, they'll get some odd man rushes against offensive lines. Generally speaking, if they support the puck close together, they'll get their chances. If they're able to separate down low against those man-to-man type of defenders, they'll get some chances. They got a few. They haven't finished yet. I wouldn't say that line has been dormant by any means. They just haven't finished anything that they typically do. So I suspect they will get together. Sometimes Jay will take them and go through some clips where maybe they're students of the game where they see an opening and against, listen, we're in the finals. These good players are playing against every night, so they've got to find that little edge. And I suspect they'll work hard to do that in Game 3.
Couple more for Coach, back right.
Bruce, what does David Backes mean to your team? And also during a series like this or beforehand, do you go to him for intel at all? The fact that he probably knows these players so well for the Blues and tendencies and things like that?
I did for players, individual. We have a big coaching staff that, so you can usually watch enough video to get tendencies of the team system-wise. As for individual players, anything we got, share with the group. David's a pretty vocal guy, so he didn't need me to tell him that. And what he brings to the team, specifically now, I think there's a lot of intangibles. He's real good on the bench, real good in the locker room, real good at bringing energy when it's necessary, in game. We've reduced his role. I've asked him to play a different role for this hockey club. Started the second half of the year. he's bought into that, doesn't always agree with it, but I think he's a consummate pro for putting the team first. You know, the crest on the front's much more important than the name in the back. That's consistent with our whole group. He's done an excellent job with that. So I think that's the biggest thing. He chips in offensively so far in the playoffs. Made a hell of a play to Berge last night behind the back pass to the net front. We didn't convert. Might have been a different game if he had. So he'll certainly make some plays. He's big hit on Blaze. He'll take a hit, give a hit. So these type of physical confrontation games, like I imagine in Game 3, we're hoping that that'll be something he brings for us to counter some of their aggressiveness. That's an area that he can, balance things out for us.
Last one, Dan.
You guys have a power play goal in each game, so it's odd to be asking a question about the power play, but you could have won enough power play
Yeah.
yesterday. So what do you think of your power play so far, especially the top unit? And maybe is part of the issue that they could be having 5-on-5 is just that they're not generating enough on power play to get momentum.
I think they're related. I've said that all along. Most good players build momentum. They feel better about their games if they're feeling the puck. Not even necessarily scoring, but just having the puck, making plays, getting good looks. That kind of, hey, you get one good look, you're like, well, I'll get him the next time. I feel like I'm close, and some of that starts in the power play. We have scored in the power play. What I like about it is our entries. We're good against Carolina with entries. But the whole playoffs, we've been focused on, that's an area we can score some goals, and we had some good looks off the entries. We're just not sustaining in zone. So we got to look at, okay, what's available. They have good sticks. They cut off the top. We've been a little bit impatient in terms of then finding other areas to make plays. Something we did well all year. If they take away, we have a checklist like most teams, A, B, and C. We're usually able to get through those checklists without turning the puck over. So give them credit for good sticks, but also for us for forcing too many plays. So we'll talk about it, work on it a little tomorrow. See what's available to us. I think we got to probably get a little more basic, Dan, and just pound it at the net, get some second chances, because they're really closing off the bumper and the seam. We haven't hit a lot of those. If we have, it's usually off a puck recovery, where our team can be good, because they're good 5-on-5, those three. They know where each other are a lot. So if we recover a few more pucks against their pressure, all of a sudden some things will open up, get them out of position, and that's an area we can hopefully exploit. But so far that hasn't happened in zone much.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.